Ugandan family. It's no joke. My mum is one of 22 kids, and my dad is one of 49. Yeah? My family's sperm is literally about that life. They say black don't crack, but condoms do.
Daniel Kaluuya talks about being British and thanks his mom, God, and of course, Kel. So, Charlotte, you seem to like the monologue. Tell us more.
I did. And I have to say, the monologue is tough for me because, it's nobody's fault, but, it's tough to do a monologue for a guest that they may or may not know. And I'm sure there's opinions flying everywhere. And this just hit every note for me. I thought every joke about being black, then being British, then his family. And I thought all of the jokes were well written and very personal, and just were light and not sort of heavy. And then I think what really made it was his delivery. He has such charisma, such presence. He was really connecting with the crowd. And it really felt like a live show. And which it is, but sometimes I feel like they, as it's called, but sometimes they're sort of walking this line of, are they doing it to the camera? Are they playing to the audience? This just felt like I was in the audience. So I thought everything about this monologue just really worked. I loved it all. Great delivery all around.
Yeah. Steve, what'd you think?
I think the monologue we got was just what we needed, because Charlotte was kind of right about the end of the cold open teetering off a little bit in energy. By the time they got to the end, they were kind of like, okay, live from New York. And like, it seemed just really, really low energy.
Yeah.
But if you've ever seen Judas and the Black Messiah, you know that Daniel Kaluuya is just an explosive powerhouse. There's so much energy that this guy has. It's insane. So I knew we were going to get a very high energy monologue. But meeting this guy out of character and just being himself, I was so charmed. My pants were just charmed right off by this guy. He was, he was really funny, especially for a more dramatic actor. I love the things I learned about him. That little Keenan and Kel tidbit that they kind of dug out of his history was a great way to connect him to the show. And it was very endearing. But yeah, like a lot of the stuff, like all that stuff about his dad being a child of 49 kids and like how many like awesome little jokes he just like strung together. The black don't crack, but condoms do. And all these little laughs he's getting. And he just did not hesitate, went for these jokes fearlessly.
Yeah, I think this might be one of the best monologues of the season. The jokes per minute was crazy high. I mean, just constant. It's the kind of writing I love. It's what I love about Tina Fey and 30 Rock, just constantly throwing jokes at you. And for someone who's not a comedian to walk out there and be able to do it is hard. And he totally nailed it. I mean, I thought he came with such good energy and such good charisma to where, he even was able to quickly riff on like, yeah, that's my aunt. And then like go right back into like a joke. And I was just amazed at the delivery and how competent he seemed. And it made me so excited to see what he was going to do on the rest of the show, which is exactly what the monologue's meant to do.
Yeah.
And then I love a wholesome turn with Keenan and Kel because I also grew up on Keenan and Kel and all that. And so I was like, oh, I like you. You're here and you're excited about it and you realize how cool of an experience it is. And that always gets me on board with a host.
So I just want to take this moment in front of Keenan and the whole world to say, thank you, Mum, thank you, God, and thank you, Kel.
Next up is MVP. This is the second week in a row I'm going to give it to the host. I thought Daniel Kaluuya came to play and did a great job. He brought a lot of energy to everything. It did not seem like he was a first-time host.
Mm-mm.
He seemed a little bit like a pro. There wasn't a lot of fumbles. There, any missed cues from him. Really staring at cue cards wasn't too obvious. I thought he was great, and he just brought a lot of energy to everything. And then I saw on Instagram today, he had some pitches that he that he offered. One was a sketch about Salt Bay, which unfortunately got cut for time, but you can watch it on YouTube. But he
That was a
pitched that
fun
one, and it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just love it when a host is excited to be there, and that's contagious to the cast, and I think that showed in the episode. And so yeah, Daniel Kaluuya is my MVP. If you want to see our full sketch-by-sketch review, search for SNL Afterparty on Patreon or Subscribestar.com.